and gentlemen, my name is Ashlin Gabriel. I'm from Business Informatics Department and Faculty of Computer Science. I'm here to present you with my thesis topic, which is Anti-Terrorism Sidecar Framework, powered with information and communication technology. Well, this topic is highly have a lot of controversies and high speculations, but there is a demand and a supply, which I found my idea suitable for this to choose the market. And so my goal here is to identify the sentiments of the cyber terrorists, which are globally found by anyone using the Twitters, Facebook, and much more. And also how to manage these data efficiently in the real life. And so the tasks which are need to be accomplished would be like, I need to propose a framework and architecture and conduct my market analysis like pestle and SWOT analysis to prove that the technology which I'm going to provide is going to support the business and also the real time, in the real life, this idea. And linguistic analysis, this is kind of really, I went into semantics, morphology, and did several analyses which was quite interesting and valuable for me to build up the dictionaries which could provide excellent results on the data sets being analyzed. And the next is social media analysis automation using the Twitter handle. I managed to create an API and gather the data from the Twitter and do an analysis of the sentiment. And the next is data mining clustering algorithm. I just implemented it on the tweets and the clusters, user response, to get the real which tweets are influencing the people more. And then we have design and develop the front end and the back end application. So the observation identified by me was the major drawback and the problem which is between the IT and the business is the problems are because of the gap between IT and the business. And this could be addressed using the efficient ICT technology and solutions integrated with as a backbone between the ICT and between the business and the IT. And I took terrorism as a system to get it analyzed. The system is nothing but the communal community system in a community. And the sentiments are analyzed and user experience is improved. And so the existing solution was provided by Chakrabarti from the University of Oklahoma. And then there are this is the CIC system which he proposed. Well, there wasn't any kind of proper implementation of the framework or anything. It just provided a single example analysis and result. That's it. Not I can get more information out of it, or neither more readers can get the real output out of it. And there are existing agencies like Europol. SA is the text mining system which is used by the Chakrabarti to do this text analysis. And also more than text analysis, they use it for text mining. And we have NSA, which is the European Network Information Security Agency, and CERTI is a European response team. And so this is my framework, which is much more straightforward, which is listen, learn, and trap approach. It's LLT, and it has intelligent gatherings, analysis, execution, and record. And in the record phase, you have a Trojan Top framework, which has prepare, handle, media buzz, and gather information. In the Trojan Top framework, you come penetration testing methodology to gather information, do conduct forensics, and incident response. And in the gathering phase, you have the data collection process from Twitter, media, and articles, and many other places, and push it to the HANA system and do effective analysis and provide very feasible and useful information in the right time, and the right people. And so we have a backup offensive anonymity architecture, which is used by hackers. How do they exploit the real network and the real, how they do is using the Amazon EC2 compromise, and they can install an instance of their Kali or the black box Linux, and they can try to hack into the external network to improve the anonymity. And also, hackers can use an exploited Wi-Fi system, and they can connect to the Tor network and the proxy chains, and they can also exploit the system. The problem with most of the hacking tools is that they cannot use both the proxy chains and the Tor. And in Metasploit doesn't support Tor and proxy chain. So it's improving the anonymity. And it could be de-anonymized using the exploits, which will be shown to you below later after this few slides. And I propose this defensive architecture. The defensive architecture has three systems: the primary system, the secondary system, and the actual system. The policies of the actual system are cloned into the primary system, and also the secondary system would be much more stronger. The delaying security is like when you try to increase the security, it's going to affect the functionality. So the users wouldn't have much kind of like user experience in the systems, like even banking applications. If you have too much of security, it's going to affect them. So in order to understand the hackers or the people based on behavior anomaly, I proposed like a concept like association rule mining with a priori algorithm. And well, this architecture was implemented, and I have the review that it wasn't implemented at all. By why did you use it? There was like a severe limitation in the hardware environments, and had like so I couldn't like implement it and gather the data from here. But instead, I chose to got the data from an external source, and I represented in a UI application. So the analysis consists of data mining techniques. I did vessel analysis, SWOT analysis, as I mentioned, for the market research. And I did the social media analysis, linguistic analysis, text analysis, and the network analysis, representation of data. The design of my solution consists of process design, front-end design, and back-end design. I use the Scrum model, which is like rapid development of the project in several cycles. Like it will be improved every cycle. And the process design is like I just like design the process with BPMN, and also I like use case models. And in the front-end design, I use the model view controller, and I use SAP UI5 and AngularJS. The back-end design, I use the HANA database, and also I design the like the tweet tables, the table designs, everything there. And this is my process design. How does an analysis interact with an SAP ERP system? It's more like HANA and ERP. So there is like, it's not like a normal MySQL database, like authorizations and like security. It's so high and the quality is so high. And so there is a need to handle the tickets and more, like how they work on daily life and like how to work on the thing to achieve their goal. So these people should play their role in the framework to make it work. And this is the KPI evaluation and performance evaluation which I did. On the KPI analysis I did on the ticket analysis, ticket queue, and agent performance. How can we improvise the KPI is based on like there is a self-service system which can provide self-service for the developers and analysts, and ticket prioritization is the best way to address the priorities in the like quickly solve the tickets or issues to improve the performance. And agent performance is gamification. So the tester or the IT team can be like they can perform more when they do this gamification, like some perks or like real-time games or something like that, like how they can improvise. And there's a Six Sigma evaluation for the DPU. It's like, it's a DPU, just defects per unit, and it's per million. Also, I managed to take the tweets. It's to identify the quality of data, which I gathered from the tweets. And I just managed to create the dictionaries, which also improvise the efficiency of my process. And so in that case, I had like 94.5% Six Sigma total yield on the analysis of the data after implementing the dictionary. And before that, it was like 74.5%. And this is my prototype, like the output. And the conclusions is like the research helped me to identify the sentiments of the hackers. It was quite interesting. And really, there were like few government agencies got interested in my project. And the business process model is also well explained and defined. And the idea of historical analysis of data with information is like a revolutionary idea. I'm trying to make that IT a smart IT, not like expensive IT or like waste. Like I'm making it smart IT using SAP HANA with live data streaming and high-level encryption and security with HANA database. And KPIs were identified and addressed to implement the framework efficiently. And the further research could be like implementation of all the modules which I explicitly explained in the framework, implementing the smart data streaming, and conduct a real-time automated evaluation. And areas of improvements includes implementing the framework not minimally, but more as a large scale. Like scale it to the max so that we can improve the performance and also get like real use out of it. It's not more than a prototype. It's a real working model. Thank you for listening. I'll quickly let you go to the output in my video. And so, you can see it's interesting that even it detects Arabic, and it can say that Arabic words like are positive, negative, or people, property. It's kind of like really nice. I did this text analysis on the Syrian Electronic Army, who recently defaced. This is the network representation, the data analysis network representation using the AngularJS, and well, the performance of Angular was quite very bad, and could be improved with SAP UI5. And just quickly kind of like move it so that it doesn't take much time. And this is the cloud platform which I use for my analysis. And this is the raw data. You see here the cluster tweets, like tweets cluster. I use the calculation view to calculate the stance, user stance, and influence. And this is the tweets and the tweeters. And you can extract the entities. I can show you the tweets in the cloud, which is being extracted. And these are the tweets of all the users. And also it has Arabic, French, German, English. It detects all languages. And the sentiments to positive, negative, profanities, like very bad words and stuff. And this is the, I told you like several modules can be explained. And every model needs to be implemented. I implemented the tweet analysis. Just this one tweet analysis. And you can see the sentiments here. It's time. And this is the dictionaries which I tried to create in the HANA database. You can see there are like the terrorist names and like all the list of threats. Like there are like hackers, like they're different words. They are not in English grammar, but they're used very often in the real life scenario. Like leads, mad leads, hacker, hacksaw, like even like mix of Russian or English. It's many. So this is a Syrian place, Aleppo. It detects and I'm just quickly trying to like, and see here it's Arabic time, 3 years. And this is like Congo, Syria, and like there is something informative about this countries. So it's giving us like there's some kind of sentiment which could be others. Like we can see it's more than like some people are doing something and it's okay. It's not like that. And you can see the Arabic thing. And these are the sentiments. Proud of your success, dirty oil business it's by Syrian army. Like they're trying to say emails have been inspected for sensitive material successfully. Anyone want it? So it's kind of like a sentiment. They're trying to make a point. And these are the Twitter handles. The official Twitter handle of the cyber army, Syrian army, and also like Pakistan cyber army. It's like Mad Leaks and Syrian electronic army, and like have more of them. Like this is like a quick UI. Like I used SAP Lumira to. It's like Mumbai Attacks. We had an attack on India, like Mumbai, bombing by Pakistani soldiers, and many foreigners and Indians died. And this is like the sentiments behind that, like why, what is the need for them to do? They want Kashmir. And so I can show you that sentiment here. You see here? He says like you won't, it's like you won't get Kashmir by hacking sites. Well, Kashmir servers will be. It's like an Indian is tweeting to a Pakistani hacker that Pakistani are trying to make a point that Kashmir is theirs. And it doesn't belong to them, it's belong to us. And as an Indian hacker, you just try to denote to the Pakistan that you won't get Kashmir. That's a sentiment. Kashmir is a sentiment. And you can see Israel stamping and like Le Monde attack on France. And the UNS fraud bureaucratic head of NATO it was hacked by the Syrian cyber forces. And you have the representation of the email IDs and URLs, Facebook, their websites. I just try to gather them like from scratch, like how to communicate with these bad guys, like we need some information, like emails or contact numbers or something. And this is the final, like,
Ashlin, how much time do you need more?
no, couple of, not less than 1 minute, I suppose.
Okay.
And this is like, I didn't want to disclose any names right away because it's kind of like recorded right now. So it's kind of like I used deeply data-driven document model, which can be consumed using JSON, and it's too interactive that like in the mobile applications you can like have the real UI, like you can drag and you see there. You can see that like it's too user experience, kind of nice. JavaScript, it's basically JavaScript. And so, yeah. And this is, yeah, like tweet app. It's like an app, but I need to connect it to the backend. And we had this is getting closed, the HCP is getting closed. SAP is gonna like discontinue this HCP and they're gonna make it to HANA Cloud Foundry, where I can implement much more better than this HCP. Thank you, and this is what I want to make my thesis all about, and I'm ready to answer your questions.
Thank you.